So just to prove that I've actually got out here in the cold, it's right behind me there. Looks quite nice actually. There's some eagles on top of there, baby eagles, and they've been squawking. Can't hear them at the moment. Must have got fed. The guy from the marina on a Dufour, he said, where are you going? Lovely little trees on top of that island. I said, I'm going to go and anchor behind Five Rocks on the way up. And he said, didn't think much of that idea. But I've always managed to get a bit of protection around it. It's not the best, but it's pretty good. And it saves me another night in the marina. That's the shore in there. It's a big, beautiful sand cliffs. This is Byfield National Park. This is where I am at the moment, behind Five Rocks, which is there. This is Five Rocks, and we're going to come up here. We're going to come up here through between that island, round here. That is Freshwater, and if we don't like Freshwater, we're going to carry on up from there, which is 8 miles. We're going to carry on up round here past Port Clinton and round in here into Pearl Bay, which is in here, and it's really nice in there. And then next day we might go to Island Head Creek, which is very sheltered in here, and I can scrub my boat. 10 o'clock, and I'm going to head off now up towards Freshwater. And if I don't like Freshwater, because I think the swell will be invading it, I'm going to Blue Pearl Bay, which is 22 nautical miles from here. I think today I'll be heading along at about 6 knots. And I've seen 2 boats go by so far. There's a reasonable breeze blowing. I'm behind these rocks, so that's what you're seeing. So I think the other side will be a bit more. So I'll be putting in a double reef. But you know, as you can see, this definitely gives you a lot of protection. And if you look out there, it's pretty ordinary out there. From here now you can see the swells that are coming in here. They're about 700, I reckon. 700 or 800. It's 11 o'clock and Five Rocks is 2.5 nautical miles behind. I can see 5 boats heading north today. I think a few came from the Keppels and a few have come out the marina. I haven't got much sail up, so they should pass me, but we'll see. Well, it's 12 o'clock and we've done about 7 miles now, and this is an island, and we go between that and the mainland over here. These jagged rocks. It's not very wide, but there's quite a bit of water in between. But looking on our beam, you know, the beaches here are absolutely beautiful in Byfield National Park. And going by this island, just in behind there is fairly shallow, so they reckon. I can't see who mows the grass. And looking on this side is the mainland now, and you can see it goes right on in. And behind that hill over there, at the end of the dinghy there, is Freshwater. Heading into Freshwater. I should be, by the way we're going, I should be anchored by about 1 o'clock. Looking astern is where we came through, between the island and the headland. The breeze has picked up a bit. I'm kind of thinking of not stopping. I'm going to have a look in there and not sure what I'm doing. We're coming into Freshwater. Doesn't look many boats in there. I can see two. Made it in here. I thought that was a fault on the screen, but it's actually on the water, reflection out of those clouds. And the sun set somewhere over there. Nice catamaran over there called Double Shot. Decided to head off today to Pearl Bay, which is 12 nautical miles further on. There's a bit of blue sky. They reckon it's going to rain, have showers constantly all day. Blowing 20 knots out there, they think, and 30 knots by lunchtime. So I'd like to get to Pearl Bay by then. This is the Army Range. Came here last time, and I think when we came last time there was loads of trip carriers that went into the water and a couple of hovercraft. There's a boat on the beach down there. There's the rock, and between there, when the tide goes out, that's a beach basically in there. Anyway, done a 360 and we're off. Not going to show you pulling the anchor up or getting the sails up today, just going to crack on. Saying goodbye to that anchorage for a few months. There's a boat up on the beach. Looks to be, by the shape of it, it's a ferro boat. It's a very nice day out here today. After the excitement of seeing the boat on the beach, we're heading on down towards Port Clinton. But I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to carry on to a place called Pearl Bay. It's really nice there. Pretty hard to film when I've got this dinghy on my deck, but that rock in front I think is called Coin Island. We're going to head between that and the mainland over there. Well, I'm just going round a rock. There it is. You can see that buoy there. That's a rock. Ooh. There's where we are. And there's the rock and everything over there. Trying to stay in the light blue. There's probably coral just off here somewhere. That's where we head next, to that headland over there. A mile past that is Port Clinton. Next big bay is Port Clinton. It's as big as Sydney Harbour. It's just not got as much water. A lot more sandbanks. That's where we've come from. In here is all this bay is Port Clinton. You can find somewhere to stay in there, but you have to go in probably 3 or 4 nautical miles, and I don't want to do that. I'm heading over there actually, between that headland and that island, passing the northern end of Port Clinton. Looking on round, though, anchored in there before on a nice beach, but I think it'll be swelly. You know, you have to go way in there in order to get out of the swell, but it's quite exposed in there as well because this place is a big place. Just rolling down with the main, doing about 6 knots at the moment. Bloody good sail actually. Now I've got to get back up on deck. Coming into Pearl Bay now. That's the entrance just there. Just got to stay away from the land side a little bit because there's a bit of coral there. But, we're in 12 metres at the moment. I just like to be conservative when it's blowing and I'm going along pretty quick. If I hit the bottom, it's all over. Anyway, looks very nice in there. First glimpse of the bay, and there's quite a few boats in here. Seven boats in the bay. I was anchored about here. I was too close to this guy. I've just pulled the anchor up and I'm moving. I am anchored in Pearl Bay right there. I'm in about 4.2 meters of water there. Tide's rising. Now, to find out if we're okay, this will be okay just here, this tide thing here. So you just go click, put that right in the middle of there, like that. Press the question mark and the tides will come up. So at the moment I've got 2.62. Alright, now tomorrow morning we're talking about here, which is a low tide. Alright, so we have to go over to there and work out what we are. So we're on 6.4. okay, so basically it's 2 meters of tide and I have got 4 meters of tide underneath me, so we should be, we'll be okay. Alright, that's how you do it. So you take the tidal range between here and the next low tide. 2:19 AM is the next low, and then the next high is 8:16 in the morning. So that's how you work it out. So this is where we are. That's me and my little arrow there, and I've got a fair few boats just behind me, that like there. Alright, and they want a bit more than 2 meters underneath them. 2 meters makes me okay. So with a keel up, you know, I've got heaps, and I'm out the swell here. So that's how you do it. Well, good luck everybody. But this is just Navionics on my Samsung Galaxy. Fairly rolly today in Pearl Bay. I'm going to move on low tide and then I know exactly what the depth is. It's a nice boat. It's called a Sailor. Designed by Lawrence Giles. It's my father wanted one of those, and when we were looking in the boat show they were £7,000, and that was the price of our house and land in England. Going for my afternoon walk. Pulled the dinghy up, not very far really, probably a metre, and the tide's here today. Where I am out there in the centre of the screen, I'm in 2 meters of water at low tide. And the tides here, tidal range here is about 4 meters at the moment. Very nice bay though. Great sand. Well, it's a great beach here at Pearl Bay. I'm the only one who's walked up it today. I've got to walk back now. I'm heading off today to Island Head Creek. I've been here 2 days and we've rolled quite a bit, so we're going to head off. High tide is at about 8:30, and I'll have the tide with me, so I'm going to head off Island Head Creek and see what that brings. Well, it's a great sail. I've got the main with one reef in and the jib up, blowing about 10 knots I think. Got one boat behind coming this way out of Pearl Bay. I'm just going to sit and relax and have a cup of coffee. I might even put my fishing line out, I'm not sure yet. We're going 6.4 over the ground. I reckon I've got at least half a knot of tide under me. And somewhere around that point up there is Island Head Creek. It's beautiful here though. You look at all this lot, everything you see is owned by the army. It's called Shoalwater Bay, I think military training area. There's a little rock in front and then the mainland behind, and you can see us going quite quick really. We're doing 6.5. I don't know what you can see there in that thing. There we are. It's a bit like a washing machine. Got about a knot of tide under it, I think. We're off the entrance in Island Head. There's a nice white motorboat way in front there going out against the rock. And we're going to turn in a minute and go in there. Heading in the big expanse of Island Head Creek. Beautiful place in here, you know. Well, up through here we're having one of the best sails we've had for a while. Here's a nice boat coming out. Reminds me of Jeff's. Well, I can see 3 motorboats and 2 sailing boats left in here after the last 2 have passed me on the way out. Anyway, fantastic. Safely anchored at Island Head Creek. There's a few boats in the bay. And looking behind, the beach is there. There's this kind of rock, and I hope to dry my boat out over there tomorrow on the other side. This is one of my supporters, Dean, on a Catalina 310 called Marilyn K.